You're now watching a clip from the Inspired by show. You can watch the full episode on our YouTube channel or listen on iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. So make sure to head over there, leave us a 5-star rating if you enjoyed it, and follow the show. Eileen, you mentioned, obviously, we've talked about you coaching other coaches. You've mentioned there about how you didn't really have a vision for coaching. You've been in the industry for a while now. What are your beliefs or opinions on the coaching industry at the moment? Because there's so many like buzzwords and pop-up coaches everywhere.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on where we're going as a coaching industry?
I think, it's funny, Paul Chek, who I do believe is a big visionary, he said absolutely years ago, we're going to move away from as much from, doctors, and we're going to personal training, and we're going to go into coaching because people need cheerleaders, support, with someone they can offload without having to take a tablet. And I'm not saying there's a place for that, the medical, there is a place for the like medical stuff, but there's also a place for coaching. The challenge I dislike is the seductive coaching that is out there. That gets on my tits. Like, I'm going to change you. I'm going to do this for you. Nope. It is, I am going to be there to help you to help yourself. So I think for me, I would love if coaching was more moderated. All of my coaches are certified, and then some of those go to be accredited coaches. They're all insured. They haven't just done a course in a weekend, and I'm not minimizing courses in weekends. They have their place, but I think it should be like going to university. You need to do your hours. You need to do your practical hours. You need to excel, and you need to be honest and know, actually, I don't have the skill set for this client, and put your hands up to that. I need to refer this client on. I'm very clear on who I won't coach, probably more clear on that on who I will coach.
Yeah, but that's part of the qualification experience, doesn't
absolutely.
it? I was one of the few who, I started my coaching business before I actually had any accreditation or any qualification at all. And I remember having these conversations with people, and there was one particular person who had a mental illness at the same time. And that was the first red flag. I was like, this is not for me.
Yes.
It's not my remit. And that's when I then went and got qualifications.
Yes.
And I agree with you. I think there's so much risk as well. You know, if someone comes to you and is really expecting, again, you to fix them or heal them, which is a lot of people's beliefs.
Yeah.
Most people who seek out coaches don't realize that it's something within themselves they need to fix. But it's almost like dangerous that we can have that effect on someone.
Yes.
People are coming to us vulnerably, they take the armor off, and I think if people aren't qualified properly, it can be really damaging.
Yeah, and I think we just need some protection. The client needs protection. And that's certainly, I don't want to discredit that there are phenomenal coaches out there, probably not certified, not accredited, and have phenomenal experience. However, I just feel that if we are certified, insured, accredited, we have some sort of protection. And you have some sort of guidelines. Like, you wouldn't go to a dentist and the dentist said, hey, I do dentistry because I had a dentist. That's what's happening in the coaching world. Oh, I had a coach and I like that. So I now want to be a coach, and I have many coaches that come to me and they have a certificate, but it's the practical hours and the belief and the confidence they need. And I say, guys, you've got to practice, practice. And then your confidence and your belief will grow. And people see it. People know it. People come to you and they then, the proof is in the pudding, if that makes sense.
Yeah, definitely. What I've seen as well is people with, questionnaires that they have to, here are my 20 questions that I will ask you as a coach. And I'm not saying that's wrong. I think there's a way of asking questions, all of the accreditations. But sometimes I think you need to go where the client needs to go as well. Have your questions in your heads, but not checklist, here's this, like almost interviewing, like we're doing here. There's no questions written
Too much
anywhere.
masculine energy in my experience. It's structured, high structure. But again, that's because someone maybe hasn't practiced enough. So they're worried, they're concerned, they're genuinely scared. Like, I don't want to get it wrong. I want to get it right. I want to say the right thing. What question do I say after the next question? Rather than, for me, holistic coaching is you give it back to the client. So what would be a great question for you right now? Where would you like to go now? What do you think you need in this moment? So you give it back to the clients, because the client, for me, has their own answers when we hold the space for them to connect to their own inner wisdom.
Yeah, I love that. And that also stops any codependency as well, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
Because I've also seen that in the industry where people let's play, you know, I'm a brand new coach. I need the clients, so I don't want that person to finish working with me.
Yeah.
There's almost like that conflict of, I want them to get better, but I don't want them to get so better that
Yeah.
they don't need to pay me.
Yeah.
That's not what we want, right?
No.
We want
No,
people
absolutely.
to be well enough that they don't need the coaching anymore. Or go, do you know what? I'm going to have monthly coaching sessions
Yeah.
with you just to keep me on track,
Yes.
sustain,
Yeah.
whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. I've got clients been with me 4, 5, 6 years, and I do, you know, 5 live events, and they just come to plug back in. And they go, I love to just plug back in, because in life they get back in their head again with, you know, pressure, targets, outcomes, systems, etc. And they just get a weekend to connect back to their heart again. That gives them a big boost of energy, and off they go back out again.